Hey folks, it's Woody here at USA Made Blade, and we are excited to introduce to you a brand new knife from Zero Tolerance. These literally just launched everywhere, including our website, at the same time this video is posting. So hopefully you are watching this video to make a decision about whether or not this is a knife you might want to buy. So we're going to start, you can tell just based off what I think we're going to call this video. Man, this puppy is light. This is probably one of the lightest knives in this size range that I've ever put in my hands. So let's get down to some specs on this thing, and I'll kind of show it off to you and then talk to you about it for a little bit. And then we're going to jump into doing a whole bunch of comparisons. So most importantly, it is called the ZT0545. I'm going to get my little cheater out of here. And we've got some beautiful, ZT always does a really good job with their carbon fiber. So some beautiful carbon fiber on the handles. We're going to talk about this blade a good little bit here in a minute. It is Magna cut. And then we got some seriously milled tie here. Very nice deep carry pocket clip. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. And some bronze spacers. And we are a frame lock. We are running on bearings. And action on it, woo, is really, really good. It's pretty, for as lightweight as this thing is. Nice closing. Forgot to mention it, that pocket clip is reversible to the other side. And so let's get into some specs on this. I'm gonna read them off just to make sure I don't screw anything up here, but 7.5 inches overall length. Blade length, you're looking at 3.2 inches. Closed, you're looking at 4.3 ounces. And weight, you are looking at 2 ounces. 2 ounces for a 7.5 inch long knife. Man, that is light, especially for that length. Probably one of the most notable things on this knife that ZT is very proud of, and I think they should be. This puppy is a slicer. So it is 0.09 inches width across the back of the blade, and that is a solid flat ground running the whole way down. So this puppy will slice nicely. Comes very sharp out of the box. We've already checked that. And impressive. Very, like I said, slicey, slicey, slicey. This is the sliciest ZT to be made. So let's talk about some of the other things on this. So as I said, Magna cut steel. I believe the Rockwall on this is 61 hardness, 61 to 63. Magna cut blade. Notice the milling. That's definitely helping with the lightness on this. Black hardware. And then I want to talk about this pocket clip. This thing looks dainty. It really does. But that is some thick steel on there. And it has got a ton of tension on it. And this puppy, it's got a nice ramp on it. And it really does. This thing sits deep and discreet in the pocket. And I mean discreet. So this is all you got showing. Very, very deep, even past the handle depth. So nicely done there. And then, like I said, we've already talked about this edge and just this flat grind on this. Wicked, wicked slicey. So to me, this fit a need that we haven't had here at USA Made Blade. And that is a really good gym shorts type jog and carry. You're going to play tennis somewhere or something. There are people who that really do like to carry 100% every day, everywhere they go. They will. I have friends that will carry playing basketball. I have friends who will carry a knife when they go for a jog. I have friends that carry a knife when they go play tennis. They will have a knife in their pocket or clipped to their gym shorts just about everywhere. And to me, this fills that need, because most people who have that are looking for as light a weight knife as possible, but still something that's very capable. Size-wise, handle-wise, I mean, it's thin, but you can get all your fingers on there. I've got pretty good size hands. No problem grabbing onto it. Definitely, I'm one to use this thumb ramp here. The jimping, honestly, I go a little past it. Feels really good. Good lock up on it. Closes. The ones we've checked out so far are sitting beautifully dead centered. And like I said, good action on it. Very good action on it, especially for such a light blade. So I know it's going to be a polarizing knife. That we have no doubt about. A lot of people want to see ZT just come out with tanks on every knife. And trust me, they've got a tank in the works. I do know that. But it's a ways away, guys. I mean, they're doing their best on the tank knives, but there's other needs out there that they'd like to fill, and I think they filled a good one with this one. So let's jump in, compare this. I'm gonna throw just about everything out there under the sun at this knife for comparisons. The first, I don't know, 6, 7 of these get a little silly, but it's just giving you guys an idea. So we're going to start. We have sold a ton of these. We've got a great exclusive going with Les George on the ESV. So I figured we'd start with that one. I'm going to put my little cheater back underneath here. I feel like it helps with this angle. Working behind the camera. That didn't work. Piece of crap. Okay. So there it is compared to the ESV. And I'm gonna, you know what, this will just mess up everything I did with that cheater. Show those, just see how thin that is across the blade and across the handle. So, all right. And kind of threw this one in here just for size-wise. You know, we've sold a ton of Nichols guppies, and honestly, we're pretty much spot on blade length and handle length. It's just, I mean, the Nichols guppy is a tank, so definitely different there. Much bigger knife on the guppy. That was more just an overall length idea for you. This one, why not? We just had these recently on last week's Thursday live show, so thought I'd show it off compared to a Koenig Mini Arius. There aren't many of these out there, but hey, now you can buy a ZT0545 and you'll know how big the Mini Arius is. So. You gotta love the reverse sales tactic there. I don't know if that works worth a damn. Can't have a live show, or I'm sorry, not a live show, a YouTube video and not put a Hinder in it. Came close to doing a half track, but I felt like the ESV covered that size. So here we are with an XM18 3.5. They're just not, they're just very different knives. No doubt about that. So very thin, and XM18 3.5, just a lot more width, size, weight, everything. But threw it in there because we've certainly sold probably more Hinders than just about anything else out there. For the lightweight office type carry, I put this in here. This is the Southern Grind Quill, and just, I don't know, felt like it belonged in here somehow. Different, but maybe competing on the type of buyer that would buy it. Maybe, somehow. This is a good comparison, I think. Just on size, well, I thought it was. It's really not. Oops. So this is the Tactile Knife Company. This happens to be the new black DLC Maverick that we just got in. It's pretty close. Blade size, blade length. Kinda. Once again, though, they're not going to be as thin at all. Let me see if I can do this. So, not really comparable, but a little comparable. Give you guys that have held a Maverick or seen a Maverick an idea. So now we'll get into the ZTs. And I mean, as you can see, like I said, we haven't had much to really compare to this because of the size, the lightweightness of it, everything else. So just because so many of you have given us so much hell on the ZT0022, and a lot of you said the new release was going to be the 22.5, no. So just threw that in there for the fun of it. Also, we've discussed that the ZT0350 kind of got so many of us started. And I did put this in here because of overall blade length. And pretty much overall handle length. But as you can see, there's just no other real comparison on them. I mean, weight, size, they're just different. But they're both made by ZT. So also we just released this yesterday. This is the ZT0450. This is a limited edition in Magna Cut with blue carbon fiber. These two are probably the most comparable, but as you'll be able to see, it's just so much thinner. And I always thought the ZT0450 was very lightweight. This is 2.5 ounces. So we're knocking 20% of the weight off on the ZT0545. So it's just, wow. big difference in that. And then, yeah, the ZT0990, had to put this one in. This one I thought would be a much bigger draw than it was, to be honest. But, you know, still not nearly as lightweight. Still not as deep of a carry, clip, and all that stuff. So definitely much lighter, much thinner, all that stuff. And then got to finish off with what I've always said I think has been ZT's best model and most popular, which is the ZT0562 tie, or just ZT0562 in any size. Very similar to that. It's exactly the same length and everything as the XM18 3.5. But just thought I'd put it in here. Hinder design, great job on this knife as always. I feel like it kind of helps give you guys an idea. So that's it for the comparisons. That is it for the video on the ZT0545. If lightweight, jog and carry, and you love frame lock flippers especially, if that is what you're looking for, then ZT has knocked it out of the park for you. So I hope you'll go over and check one out. These just released at usamadeblade.com. And as always, we appreciate you watching.